What is good, guys? It's Aida. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe and make sure you turn on that notification bell so you can be notified every time I post. I am here with a completely different hairstyle. I've been seeing this hairstyle around on the webs actually quite often recently, and I didn't realize until I started doing research that it's been around for a while. Obviously, it's a traditional African hairstyle, a hairstyle from Madagascar to be exact, but I didn't realize that it had been worn by people like Rihanna, like Yemi Alade, and also Reniss from Cameroon. It took me so long to find out the name of the hairstyle, where it originated from, how to do the hairstyle, all those things. I literally went looking. From the first hairstyle that it reminded me of was the one from Namibia, the Hemba tribe, where they use like the red clay to do their hair down, and then they have the puffs at the end. That's what it reminded me of. So I went searching from there, and then I just kept going in a rabbit hole, and I found people doing the hairstyle but not calling it by its name, and it took me forever to realize that it's from Madagascar. And I've seen two different names for it. I've seen the name Tanavoho, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, as well as Betsimisaraka. And this hairstyle is mainly worn from the women in the Sakalava tribe of Madagascar. I've changed up a bit, okay? Traditionally, the way I've seen it is they have just plaits down here and then the natural hair is in a puff. I went for the kind of faux lock kind of vibe where it's wrapped with braiding hair, and this is also not my hair. And I added a cornrow across with some beads because girl loves a little bead action. This style in total took me about 3 hours to complete. It is not that tricky. I mean, the hardest part is probably attaching the little balls at the end. I just really feel like my vibe and like my eyes are really drawn to traditional African hairstyles. I love them so much. So on my channel, I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more of them. I love hairstyles from the 90s as well as traditional African hairstyles. So I'm hoping to incorporate everything together and experiment on this channel because your girl just gave birth not that long ago, and I'm trying to reinvent myself and find myself. And I think this is me. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So my hair is washed and detangled, and for the first time I'm actually going to be using this jam gel. Never tried it before, so let's see how it goes. Also going to be using a brand new ragdoll comb, and I'll be detangling my hair with an afro pick. I used one whole pack plus a little bit from another pack of this hair in the color 2. Used this old and raggedy crochet hook, some beads, a beading tool, rubber bands, and a hairband. So first off, I parted my hair into 3, so straight down the middle up until my midway point, if that's what you call it, and then also just the back. Starting with the back of my hair, I parted from my ear to the other ear. I wanted to have the sections quite chunky. I didn't want loads of little balls on my head. Make sure the hair is nice and detangled. I then added the gel straight to my scalp. Then tied it with a rubber band. Did the same on the other side and then plaited the sections. The next row, I made sure that there was 3 different sections. I just like that brick effect. I don't like them layered one on top of the other. For the next row, I just halved it down the middle. With the front, I just based it off of my hairline, so where the little corners are, that's why I did the parting. Now it's time to part my hair for the cane row, or cornrow, depending on where in the world you are. Because my hair isn't long enough, I'm going to add some of the extensions to the cornrow using one lock. Now I attempted to half this lock, but it became super knotty, so be careful when you do that. Started my cornrow as usual. If you don't know how to cornrow, check out my how to cornrow for beginners tutorial, very useful. I'm going to add the extension into it, feed it in, 1/2 at a time. Continue the plait down until you feel like it can successfully cross over to the other side. We'll get back to that cornrow afterwards. In the meantime, we're just going to finish off the other plaits on this side. Now that half's done, we're going to move on to the other side and doing pretty much the same thing. Before I join this cornrow onto the other side, I'm going to have to add the beads to it using this beading tool. I have a whole tutorial on how to add beads on my channel, so if you need to see that, check it out by clicking that button right at that top right corner. Top tip, make sure you check the size of your beads before putting it on, because if the braid that you're putting on is too thick, you might just break your beading tool. And this, my friends, is exactly why I have a tutorial showing you how to add beads using 3 different methods, and one of them is using just your hands. And here I'm just making sure the positioning is all good, and I also realized that I need to finish off the braid a bit more just so it reaches the other side. This part is quite tricky to explain, but essentially you're just continuing the cornrow onto the new piece of hair, making sure that the position of the beads is still where you want it to be. It's a bit tricky, but once you get the hang of it, it's okay. Once the cornrow is done, I'm just going to leave the hair out, and then I'll add it in to one of the plaits later on. Okay, now it's time to wrap the hair with some of the extensions. I'm going to separate it out a bit just so it's nice and fluffy, and then use the crochet hook to attach it to my hair. Using one side of the hair to wrap around my braid and making sure the rubber band is no longer on show. I know you can't see it here, but once I got to the point where I felt like that was all I needed to do, I ended up using the extension and my hair to just do a braid. And because my hair is longer than I wanted for this style, I folded it up and then just tied it. My thoughts was that this knot that I'm making right now, this lump, is going to be the foundation of the little puffs. So here I am showing you how I braid the ends of the hair. Okay, once all of those are done, it's time to now add the little puffs. I used 2 of the extension pieces and just kind of played around with it at first. It was quite tricky, especially that little lump, and hiding the braid at the bottom isn't the easiest thing. But once you get the hang of it, it's okay. It's a lot of wrapping and folding over and tucking and pushing and making sure that it's secure. The more I did it, the more I realised that it's easier if that little knot at the bottom is folded over and tucked away rather than just left loose and hanging, because it's harder to hide and conceal. So doing that helped a lot. And this is the finished look, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will see you next time. Peace, love, and life.